There's so much you can do if you have a home near water.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. They're really close together.
This project was a lot of fun, you guys.
Yes.
We really enjoyed working on that house at the top of the hill.
That would be a disaster.
You could say that again, kid. We wouldn't want that.
Oh, that's a disaster. I said it again.
Hi, everyone. Gary and Graham here. We're driving to job sites today and heading to Lake Orion. And we're talking about all things home improvement, relating specifically to lake houses and homeowners with homes adjacent to water. The challenges, the beauty, and everything in between.
Yes, and many more details. Dad, what's one thing nobody asks you about owning a lake house?
No one mentions the problems that old lake houses have, Graham. We were just in a home today on a lake house in Lake Orion, and the original building was only a 600 square foot cottage, over 100 years old, and most lake houses end up getting additions because who wouldn't want more than a 1-bedroom cottage? And so this family added about another 800 square foot. Well, the new addition they built doesn't line up with the old original home. The way they built that old cottage originally, the wood framing was below the height of the ground outside. And wood in Michigan is known to rot.
And get moldy.
And get moldy in that situation. So this great family has a newly remodeled lake house. They only were interested in replacing their hardwood floors. We were able to determine that there's a couple areas of concern preventing us from properly installing new hardwood floors because the ground's got to be straight and flat.
Yeah.
So for that particular project, we had to dig out and remove soil on the outside. We had to remove drywall on the inside in order to inspect and verify where are these low spots and how do we fix it. Everyone wants to live on a lake until they get the bill for repair. Wind-driven rain really wreaks havoc on lake houses and certain sides of the home more than others. I've seen a lot of wind-driven rain cause roof, siding, window leaks, and rotting wood galore. So really challenging to design an exterior that's going to last a long time with the wind-driven rain.
Why do some lake houses look kind of crooked?
That's a good question, Graham. Well, I see a lot of old lake houses that don't have a proper foundation because when some of these homes were built, they hadn't developed the idea of a proper foundation yet. And so the house might shift or settle and end up being off balance, off level, or perhaps follow an unusual sight line. They cram those houses in pretty tight around the lake, don't they?
Oh, yes, they do indeed.
Your Nana has a lake house.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
The neighbor's house is so close on one side that I can touch both properties at the same time.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. They're really close together.
They are. Because everyone wants to be on the lake, so usually the lots aren't very wide. And unlike most homes where the front of the home is on the front side, typically lake houses would say the front of their home is on the back side.
Really?
Where do you hang out when you're at your Nana's lake house?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, it depends. If it's a summer vacation, or if it's summer and I want to swim in the lake, I'm obviously going to swim on the lake or be on the wave runner with my brother Cooper. But if it's like a normal just hanging out there, like, or having a sleepover or something over there, then it's just like, I just hang out in the house, pick up stick outside sometimes, sticks, and
Hey, Graham, do you hang out in the front or in the back?
Ooh, I probably hang out, I don't know which the difference in the front and the back is, so I guess front.
I personally hang out in the back more because that's where the water is. That's where everyone wants to be. At Nana's house, they have a big deck at low, another deck up high. They connect with a staircase, and just a few feet away is the beautiful lake. I think the point I'm trying to make is that if you have a home on the water,
you want to be and be able to see the water.
Yeah.
Like see the geese and see the birds and seagulls flying all around. It's a very beautiful sight.
Graham, that's a very valid point. One of my favorite features of a lake house is definitely the nature, what you get to see for wildlife, like the geese and sometimes deer.
Yeah, that's a good thing to see once in a blue moon.
Since they're on the water, there's a natural resource for all animals.
While you're by the water, how do you keep water away from your basement?
Graham, that's a great question. So, old homes on the water might not have had the best waterproofing system. And so, old foundations are the most popular ones to leak. But today, we can add a sump pump, which is basically like a big hole in the ground with rocks in it. And in the bottom of their sump crock, there's a submersible pump which pumps out the water, keeping all the water away from your foundation and away from your basement.
That's good. Because we never want a basement, and then if a basement leaks or floods, I should say, then it could possibly, sadly, leak into like your downstairs pantry. Like it could go up the stairs and even go into the upper room. That would be a disaster.
You could say that again, kid. We wouldn't want that.
Oh, that's a disaster. I said it again.
So, Graham, when they build new homes on the lake, most of the time they bring in a lot of sand during construction. And so lake houses that are built properly do a pretty good job of sending that water downhill toward the water instead of into their basements.
That's good.
Yeah, if you have a lake house, there is so much you can do to create a space that's custom and special, just like our friend Shelly did. Shout out to Shelly in Harrison Township. What a wonderful customer. Shelly allowed us to design first the front area of her home with a great covered porch and complete landscaping. Then we went to the backyard and pretty much ripped out the whole backyard. We added a new sprinkler system, tons of decorative concrete with glow stones that actually light up at night, a large covered porch, a very contemporary reverse lean-to style. This was a one-story home, and all the neighbors on the canal said that it looked like we built a two-story addition on that home. We had shiplap made of cedar, milled just for her project, tall 10-inch wide planks, stepped down to a decorative concrete fire pit, completely new sod, an outside bar, cool composite deck, steel edging, shingle roofing, commercial seamless gutters, brick paver patios, complete with a kitchen. That was a fun project.
Was there any reason that people don't want to live on a lake?
Well, a lake house can be a little more expensive to maintain than a home that's not near water. A lot of people invest in remodeling their lake homes because these are typically families that like entertaining, that want to have folks over often for bonfires and get-togethers.
Indeed.
And we always used to go to our Nana's lake house because we wanted to experience the water life.
Heck yeah.
Life on the water.
We want to know, like I'm learning how to do paddle boating. I'm learning like a little bit of kayaking. I'm learning lots of stuff on the water. Like I'm soon gonna learn surfboarding. I bet it's really fun, and that's water stuff like that you can do when you're on the water.
Yeah, Graham, weren't we paddle boating a couple days ago? And
yes.
Did your brother, with a life jacket on, toss you off the paddle boat into the water?
Absolutely outrageous.
But you loved it.
It was freezing, it was weird, it was crazy. And it was absolutely crazy, more crazy and weird at the same time.
Yeah, there's so much you can do if you have a home near water. Right now it's June, so we've been kayaking lately, right, Graham? Checking out turtles.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we were kayaking how many turtles we saw a couple weekends ago?
Oh yeah, when we went kayaking to this place, and there was I think we counted exactly 21 of them in one spot. They were butt to face, trying sunbathing as best as they could. They're having the best time ever at that. Imagine you being those turtles. Butt to face, butt to face. Don't toot in my face, turtle. That'd be weird.
Graham, you have such a great memory. Yeah, we counted 21 turtles that day that were all battling for primo position to sunbathe and get warm.
on a
that
dead
day.
log. Hey, Dad, why do decks get wiggly?
Well, Graham, you know, a deck is only as secure as the quality of the installation. When we dig down in the ground to set those posts, for every deck, we go down below the frost line. In Michigan, the frost line is 42 inches down below the ground. That's almost as far down the ground as you are tall.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Is taller or shorter?
We're basically going to drill a hole down in the ground, basically as tall as you.
Wow, that's absolutely crazy. I am 51.5 inches, and that means I'm 5 feet. So you're moving like 5 feet down. That is crazy.
We'll work on that math more later. But yeah, 42 inches deep in the ground is the minimum to get below the frost line. And the reason why that's important is you don't want your deck to get wiggly. And of course, if water gets below the post and then it freezes, it can cause the post to shift. And when that happens, then that deck might get wiggly.
True. And we don't want wiggly decks. No one does.
Oh no.
A wiggly deck could cause a few problems. It could cause twisting and possibly having to spend more money. So then you can just get a proper deck. Like, whoa, just to keep the deck nice and make it not wiggly, because that's the goal. You want it to not be wiggly. You want it because, let's say some more reasons that it could do when it gets wiggly. When it's wiggly, it is a lot more unsafe, because if it's unsafe, then the tile doesn't go, or the decking doesn't go where it's supposed to, and then a kid or a grown-up could slip and fall. And no one wants to slip and fall on their own deck and get hurt. No one wants that.
Right, you are. Graham, we're going to drive by the project we did on Heights here and then stop by the Creekwood site where we replaced that deck. That old deck was wiggly.
Oh, I remember that when it was wiggly and it was made out of wood. And then we had to get guys, and it took like a few days for like them to make it smooth the right way.
We installed a Trex composite deck.
Yes.
With all composite railing, post wraps, skirt boards, and deck boards. And we really went above and beyond with low voltage lighting. We had lights on top of the posts, wedge light to illuminate the stairs, as well as riser lights so that you won't miss any of the steps.
And we did that when I was like 4, so now it's like been alive for 4 years because I'm 8.
That was a few years ago. Good memory, my boy.
Yes.
It's true. Yeah, that project was a lot of fun, and we really improved the look of that deck.
Yeah.
My favorite is that at night, the low voltage lighting is very subtle, and it looks beautiful from close up and far away.
I like it.
This project was a lot of fun, you guys.
Yes.
We really enjoyed working on that house at the top of the hill.
I bet.
Right across from the water, there are some beautiful views. I especially enjoyed the views from the rooftop.
Yes. Beautiful, beautiful views.
I confess, I may have actually sat on the roof a couple times and just took on the beauty of the view when I was supposed to be working. This street right here, Bellevue,
Yeah.
this is the street that I was on earlier today that I was talking about that has that problem with the foundation wood rot.
Oh.
Yep, just a couple blocks down the road from that other job that we just finished. Both of those homes are water adjacent.
And what does adjacent mean?
Means nearby.
I see.
Yeah, the project back there on Heights, it's not directly on the water, but right across the street from it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is. I think they have lake access, even though they're not technically on the lake.
Wow. Mind blown.
Mind blown.
Mind blown.
You make me laugh, kid. So let's head to Creekwood, huh?
I like it. Hey, Dad, if I had a lake house, what would I do before I move in?
Well, you would call your dad, I hope, and let your dad come out and inspect it with you.
That's probably the first person I'd call.
And when I come out to your lake house, my boy, here are the things I'll look for. I'll look for signs of moisture in the attic and in the crawl space. I'll look for issues with the foundation, like leaks or signs of moisture. I'll look at the condition of all the wood on the outside of the home, around the windows, and especially on the deck.
I bet.
And if I find any wood rot, I'm taking that board off, throwing it away and replacing it with a properly, structurally intact one.
Yes, that's the right thing to do.
And if there's any leaks in your attic, I'm taking off that roof, throwing it in the dumpster, and putting on all new shingles with underlayment. And of course, don't forget proper ventilation.
With the owner's permission, right?
Well, I'm pretty sure you said it was your lake house we were talking about.
Oh, yeah. I was like, I forgot that it was like, maybe it was someone else's. Then you need to ask the owner.
If it's not your lake house, we will start by asking the owner's permission before we remove their roof.
Most definitely.
Sounds like the neighborly thing to do. Hey, Graham. One time I heard that the roof crew showed up to do their job.
Yeah?
And they actually got onto the wrong house. And they climbed up on top of the roof of the wrong house. And they removed all the shingles and tore them off and threw them in the dumpster. And then the company came with the new shingles and they put the shingles on the roof, and the roof crew put all the new shingles on. And at the end of the day, they checked their worksheet and they were supposed to be at 1072, but they were actually at 1074.
Oh my gosh.
Could you imagine if you were trying to get your roof replaced and the crew showed up and did your neighbor's house instead?
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that crazy?
Hey, Dad, what is the most expensive mistake you've seen because of water?
Well, Graham, the truth is, water causes a lot of problems inside homes.
Including mold.
And yeah, one of the worst things that could happen is mold to end up getting trapped inside the crevices of a home. There's attic space with insulation and wood.
Yes.
Of course, there are wall cavities with windows and doors in them that are usually stuffed full of insulation. And then there's a foundation underneath it all. So there are endless places for water to find its way in and then
cause mold.
Yeah, eventually mold and mildew grow. And it affects.
Because wood plus water sadly equals mold.
Yeah, mold grows in dark areas that are moist, like basements and crawl spaces, attics, and closed cavities.
Yes.
And it's really difficult in an existing home because hidden mold is even more popular than mold that you see and is visible.
Really?
A lot of people see visible mold, and that's an indicator for them that there's a problem. But we've found that the worst mold is usually hidden mold, because what can happen over time, ordinary mold continues to grow and grow and grow. And eventually what's just kind of a small problem that needs a little bit of work turns into a much larger,
big, huge problem.
Graham.
Huh?
The thing about mold that is not good is that if it's not resolved quickly, the mold spores grow and grow, and eventually it releases mold spores into the air. And the last thing that any family should be breathing in are mycotoxins and mold spores.
Yes.
So almost every single day this week, I have recommended air quality testing to a homeowner.
And again, no one wants any mold and mildew related anything.
Yeah, we meet homeowners in all stages of home remodeling. And this week I have 3 specific customers in mind. All were families with interior water loss events. And all of them had moisture impaction and had materials removed from their home, had flooding or a pipe burst. And almost every one of these families were never informed that air testing was a good idea. And so when I mentioned it, they were all surprised because I was the first person they had spoken to that mentioned the possibility of something in the air that's not so good. All right, let's walk down the driveway.
Okay.